Welcome back, folks, for another fun-filled adventure in TotK, where you stumble upon something really cool and the game tells you nothing about it. Alright, so go ahead and activate your statue. And the game is going to tell you absolutely nothing helpful. So guys, water, stone gate, the whole time I was thinking here, there's a stone gate, there leading into this water. I was absolutely pulling my hair out and going bonkers over this one. So long story short, it is none of that. We've got to go way over here. Okay, and you're going to notice two statues up here. So from here, go ahead and hop down. And you're going to see this boulder wall with like water squirting out. This is what they're talking about. So go ahead and lob a bomb. Water will release. Lake will drain. And honestly, I don't know how they ever expected anyone to figure that out with the clues that they gave us. So now that I was hopefully able to bring your blood pressure down a little bit, go ahead and walk in through the gate that we have just created. And we will see this head thing sticking up. Go ahead and talk to it. And because we enjoy running long distances, we have to go all the way back to the Temple of Time. I think that's the first time I ever walked, along that pathway, properly. Okay, so once again, go ahead and activate your statue. Alright, now we've got a little bit of help from the game here. Okay, so go ahead and activate your quest marker for A Call from the Depths. And that'll take us to all 4 locations where the chasms are. And folks that are familiar with BOTW, this is where all the 4 shrines used to be. So I'm all about running as short a distances as possible. That being said, I'm going to go to the east first. And upon arriving at the eastern chasm here, you'll see an eyeball. Go ahead and pick that sucker up and lob it down the hole. Now don't worry, that eyeball won't despawn, it won't reset or anything. Once you toss it down there, it's down there. Alright, and that being said, I'm going to go ahead and do that with all 4 eyeballs at all 4 chasms. And to hit this next one, just to speed things up, I'm going to go here and find an ascend point. Now be careful, because that muck is right above you, so you've got to find an ascend point where you're going to be clear of that water. That was close, but it'll work. Alright, and as you can see, we are not far at all from our next chasm. And this eyeball should be in the water. Okay, once again, go ahead and lob it on down. And that'll update your quest once again. I just realized I hadn't discovered that chasm. Next on the hit list, we got a shrine for this one, relatively close. Go ahead and do the same. And that'll once again update your quest. Alright guys, last but not least, go ahead and go to that shrine that was in that cave there. Get you a good ascent point. And that'll put you in real good position to get to that next one relatively quickly. Alright, this one's hiding right under there. Now, there used to be a treasure chest here, so it's not that fun anymore, unfortunately. Alright, and there it is, guys. All 4 quests updated. So I'm just going to go ahead and go down this one first, just because I'm here. Alright, folks. Now, it should be relatively lit up here. Early game, chances are pretty good you came down to this area, for the whole Yiga clan stuff. So, you should have some, if not all, the light root trees that I have activated. Now, if you don't, feel free to, kind of go around and get these knocked out, just so you can see what you're doing down here. And in case you're wondering why I have a pin here, there's a large crystallized shard there I do not want to forget this time when I'm running around. Alright, so just to give you a quick map overview of an idea where we're at, you'll notice the lighter shade here of pink. So in your mind, try to visualize the Great Plateau down here. And the 4 chasms should really be able to help you to do that. Alright guys, so we are at the southern tip first. And that eyeball should be right below the chasm. Alright folks, so once, you know, you got all the fun stuff out of your way, go ahead and pick up your eyeball. We're going to be flying that sucker over there. And right at the top of the stairs, we'll have the plane to do just that. I'm not really sure if we need the batteries, but, you know, they're free, so I'm going to use them. Alright folks, and we literally just have to go right across the way here to the great big temple we were dealing with before when we were dealing with Master Koga. That is the great abandoned central mine there. Now if you folks were with me when I came here the first time, you know, for the whole Master Koga deal, you remember me showing you guys the great big four-eyed statue that was like underground. So I'm going to try to get this thing right in the front door down there, and if I wasn't, you know, trying to say all that and I was paying more attention to my game, I would have, you know, tried to weasel this plane in there right away. Okay, I don't think the hole's quite big enough, so that's okay. Thank goodness for guardrails. Alright folks, and it really doesn't matter which one you stick it in, they all work the same. Now from here I'm going to head east, just because it's at ground level more or less. Alright folks, so for now we're just going to go ahead and ascend and get top side here. Alright, and that just gives me the altitude I need to get over there relatively quickly. Two of 4 done. And we have options now. For this one, it's real quick and easy. We can use the teleporter there, but same thing for this one. Just to give myself a better frame of reference where I'm flying in here. Definitely got that Disneyland kind of roller coaster vibe to it. Okay, and make sure this thing actually stays put before you shut it off, because it has a tendency to bounce backwards and, like, roll all the way back. Alright, one more word of caution here. Don't go too far away from your eyeball. You might be tempted to go out, you know, run off and do something, you know, loot or whatever. But if you go far enough away from this thing, it'll absolutely reset. Alright, 3 of 4 DUN done. Alright, and with that, last but not least, go ahead and warp. And we don't have far at all to go for this one. It's just right around this, whatever, pillar here. Now for this one, I definitely like to go ahead and build a Zonai device. Reason being is it's a good distance. And we're off. Alright, once the last eyeball is in the socket, you are finally done. Okay, once you get through the cutscene and dialogue there, it'll give you an option to do one or the other. Not a bad little reward for doing a side quest. Alright, once that completes, go ahead and talk to it again. And since we're on the subject of doing the statue and everything right now, I just wanted to, you know, talk you guys through this just a little bit. So I wouldn't buy the dark clumps. You know, you're going to get through, you know, enough of those throughout Hyrule, especially if you let the Gloom Hands auto-die all the time. I wouldn't, you know, spend the pose on these unless you're just really stacked with pose and you have no idea what else to buy anymore, and you don't want to go around and loot these things. Okay, now the dark set, that's going to come as we, you know, find more and more of these statue things, the Brethren statues. That set will open up to us, but guys, just like BOTW, there's no real benefit to having it. I mean, it looks kind of cool and it's fun to play with, but yeah, all in all, it's probably just not for me. But again, if it's your first time playing, you might want to go ahead and get your hands on that. You know, experiment and play with it for a little while just to see what you think about it. Now, down below, you're going to notice I got all sorts of just random clothing items. So basically, every time you find these things throughout Hyrule, that will expand the store. So the more stuff you find, the more you'll be able to, you know, rebuy here. Now, I think they do that just in case you fear of making a mistake and you sell something. Just know that you can always come back here and rebuy it. But again, I don't have very many Brethren statues activated right now, so these are somewhat limited. In other words, I've definitely found a lot more than what's available for sale at this point in my game. Since we're on the subject of the Brethren statues, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys here at Lookout Landing. You'll have to talk to it a couple of times, but that'll kind of get this going to where you can talk to it about pose. Tell them, give them a po. Okay, and that's going to open up the Tunic of the Depths. So yeah, definitely that gloom resistance, but again, guys, you know, there's other things out there that I'd rather be wearing rather than, you know, just saving myself 3 measly hearts of gloom damage. Not only that, you got the meals, you know, cooking Sunday lions, etc. So once you back out of the store, you'll have another dialogue option here. Go ahead and tell me. And it costs you 10 posts to do this, but, you know, he's going to give you the location of another Brethren statue in the depths. So again, guys, the more of these you locate, the more of a story you'll have open to you. So, ladies and gents, that concludes our video. I definitely hope that helped you all out. If you enjoyed the video, please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment. That is always appreciated. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting. I don't think I've ever noticed that Purapad on the wall before. I wonder what would happen if I Purapadded my Purapad. Nothing. Where you spit... I'm gonna get some dialogue up. All for excuse me, tick up a clock, I'm telling you. In BOTW, these all used to be shrines. And upon arriving at the eastern... From here, guys, I like to just go ahead and... Ouch. Next on the shrine... Kind of looks like my last colonoscopy. No, that looks like my last colonoscopy. So, you know, just try to visualize in your mind the outlines of the Great Sky, or the Great Island, whatever. So try to... Where you at, Tulin? Come on, Tulin. Counting on you, buddy. Come on, buddy. You got it. What is he even doing right now? He missed twice? Alright guys, there's a node here. I'm gonna go ahead and get it because it's shiny. Ouch. Really? That just happened.